Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is F1 2018. It's the Manager Challenge mode, and it's week 50 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. We're early here in season number 2, and we enter another contract negotiation after another failed team goal where it requested that I score championship points, and we have failed to do so yet again. So my value drops yet again as I enter these negotiations.
It's time for us to renegotiate your contract. Here you can see the current deal. Once negotiations begin, the team will make you an offer. You can accept if you like, but I strongly suggest we push for better terms.
Alright, so we're going to try level 2. Maybe level 2. It might be too much, but give it a shot here. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got it.
The new contract will take effect from the next race weekend.
Alright, I'm trying to go up to the medium team goal, which is a risk. But the easy team goal hasn't been easy, and none of them have been achievable goals. So maybe with a medium, maybe it'll give me a qualifying goal or something to mix it up. Complete practice programs. Something different. The easy team goals have been unachievable time after time after time from the setup of this challenge mode. So with that, we're going to move on to our next race weekend, and we're going to head to Baku, so Azerbaijan, for the next race. It's one of my good tracks, but I did have trouble with this one last year as I spun out in qualifying.
Okay, we had
and once during practice as well, I believe.
We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Or was it twice? Alright, so we have new parts on the car. That's going to be a good thing. And what's this one? There you go. See, qualify 15th or better. 2 weekends to make it happen. 500 resource points as a bonus. That's going to be huge. And that is absolutely achievable. Oh, Baku was the last one. I thought I had done that. Alright, so we're heading on to Barcelona, to Spain. The Catalonia circuit. And our second attempt at completing the engine power upgrade, the ignition system, was completed this time around after initially failing. It looks like we're in for at least a dry qualifying and race session.
I've been in touch with some contacts at Williams, and they think your attitude
let's go ahead and take a
results
look here.
might be
So
a good fit for
powertrain
their team.
looking strong here,
We can talk to them
as
at
we've
our
had
next
6
contract
upgrades
review
there.
if you're interested.
We haven't put
Let's see
much
what kind of
into the
offer they can
chassis
bring to the
yet,
table.
with just 3 upgrades there. But the aero department playing catch up a little bit. Morale is normal across the board, so that's all good. And I have one failed upgrade here on the chassis that will be our next target. It's 280, so as soon as we have 280, we'll go ahead and step in and take that one. You can see that we are only above Williams right now in the chassis department, well below everyone else. In the aero department, we are last, just behind Williams, or right about level. But the aero is coming along a little bit, but you can see it's going to take a solid 600 points to get the next one. And that's a challenge. I think we're going to be good on the engine for a little while now. I'm not going to worry about any engine upgrades anytime soon, as you'd see we are 3rd. We're even above Red Bull now in that department. So Ferrari, Mercedes, the only ones above us. I will not be touching the powertrain anytime soon, nor the durability. But speaking of durability, we are right about that point where it is a good opportunity to check how we're doing. And nothing's in the red just yet, but you can see our Our ICE is at 46% wear, so we might want to change it out in the next race or two. Practice gearbox, of course, looks wonderful as we put in very few laps. But after 4 races, gearbox is looking pretty strong right now at just 36% for the race. So I tend to do relatively well on this circuit.
To the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. Over the next few minutes, the teams will be heading out onto this classic Formula One track for what we're expecting to be a very hectic practice session.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump into it. As per the rules, you should know by now if you've seen any of the episodes. I get 3 flying laps. That's it. That's all I'm allowed in this challenge mode. So 3 flying laps is all I'm going to get here during practice, so I got to pick and choose where I'm going to use them. Race strategy would be a terrible program to go after, as it takes 3 flying laps to get purple on that one. So that would be my only run if I were to take it. Qualifying pace is always a good one, because a glance at the team objectives, you could pick up extra points in the first and third sector on this one.
We don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
The track acclimatization also comes with a bonus here, so that will be another one we might want to go after, and I suppose we can open with that. So we go straight into our first flying lap, trying to nail down the track acclimatization program. There's only one weak spot that I have, and it's right there. There's just that quick little dip elevation change that can really catch you out if you are on the gas as you go through there. So you've really got to be careful on that one to get out, get off the gas, and not stay hot through there. So you got to lift, coast through a little bit on that one to make sure you get through there safely. But it's been a little while since I've recorded my last F1 episode, so this already is feeling a little awkward because I've been doing some other racing games. We just barely caught that one. Dirt Rally, for one example. I've got Wreckfest that I've been playing casually for fun here recently, and so I'm going to have to keep an eye out for not smashing into other cars after playing that for so long. But we're good so far for this lap. It's not been the most brilliant lap here by any means, but remembering the track, remembering the handling of this car, this game, it's coming back to me well enough. Oh, come on. Ooh, I got it. Did I? Yes, I got it. Massive oversteer as I was coming through there. And, okay, here's that section here. Gotta get out! I got out and it still sent me off the track. Wow. Okay. Well, that's the first that it's ever happened that way. I mean, I've done that plenty of times on this track. We could still potentially recover for green. Still got grass on the tires, though, that I'm shaking off. I think I'm back to, yeah. Okay, we did get green. So we recovered green. That was good.
You'll get a bonus for
Okay, so we did recover green at least. That's huge. But I knew it was coming. I was talking about it. I was very much off the gas in there, and I still... just that quick switchback, that little chicane right there, with that dip, that sudden change of downhill to uphill, unsettles the car. And if you're on the gas, it's going to send you right around. It's going to send you to the left. You're going to spin to the left over and over again. And I learned my lesson on that, and I haven't done that in a long time because I always know that it's coming, but there it was. So actually, that was turn 11. I hit the chicane, then spun, recovered, but it totally messed up turn 12. Luckily, with that red turn, we did enough, had enough purples, and managed to get green on everything else that we at least still picked up 50 points. But 50 points left on the table that we're going to have to try to limit to being just a 30-point loss if we can get purple in the next 2. We will do qualifying pace for 1. Maybe I want to go with ERS for our second lap. Sure, let's do that. My objective in this episode, these next 2 to 3 races, my objective is to... Oh, wow. See, still. It snapped. I tried to get it to snap back and almost spun the other way.
Light rain will stay with us for at least 20 minutes, maybe more.
It's weird that this car is so unstable right now that even without being on the gas through there, I'm still spinning out. That's a real problem for these last 2 laps and for qualifying, as the car does not want to go through that chicane. Oh no, it's starting to rain! Oh, this is terrible! You know what? We're going to abort right now. I'm literally just starting the lap. You can let me know in the comments if you don't think that's fair, if you think I should have finished the lap out. But if I was halfway through the lap and then deciding to abort, I would think that's wrong. But like just taking the green and going, oh, now it's raining and it's going to slow me down, I'm going to return to the garage. I've got 2 laps left. I will try that program again under different conditions, because being on dry tires and then suddenly having it wet is going to slow my lap down, even if I don't slide all over the place. And there's no way that I'm going to complete that lap. So what we're going to do is we're going to speed time up for a while. We will see if the track condition changes. Go ahead and take a look at the weather. It looks like we are looking at light rain here for a while, but maybe 15 minutes from now it'll dry out. So we're gonna wait for the track to dry a bit. It is an hour-long session. We are full race length, so it's full practice sessions. We just happen to only get 3 flying laps by choice here with this challenge mode. And it is dry, but I'm going to wait a little while for the track to dry out some. I mean, there's still 55 minutes and I'm only going to be running 2 more laps, so there's plenty of time, but the conditions are steadily improving here, and then we'll be able to not have to deal with adverse conditions to make it that much tougher. This mode is challenging enough for me as it is. Alright, I think that's long enough. Let's go ahead and head out for our second flying lap. With a dry track and no rain. Okay, I suppose the one good thing is, there we go. Got a chance to feel that one out again. I hit the inner curve there on 11. Seems to be a little more stable than missing that curve entirely and then you kind of go straight over. So super cautious on there without losing an incredible amount of speed. Alright, so we're going to go to low. I caught a little too much grass on that one. Made me nervous. But I am aiming for some consistency here after the last few episodes. I've made a lot of mistakes that have cost me, green, trying to push for purple. So more and more often I think I'm going to be just targeting Woohoo! Oversteered. It did hurt my time, but we're okay. We are okay. And we're nicely into the purple now, so as long as I get through here. There we go. Uh-oh. I went too slow, though. I'm down on time. I have to push it the rest of the way. Oh, come on, come on.
That was too slow.
No! I went too slow, and it was because I was so cautious through the chicane on 11. I was in the green, entering 11. I came out of 11 4/10 of a second down. So I lost a half a second taking it cautiously there, and the rest of the lap I was only doing just enough to be barely green. I almost got it back at the end pushing, but I come up a couple tenths short. Wow, so I end up getting 0 points because of how nervous I was with
I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the
chicane.
race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
I knew I was going to lose time the way I was taking it very cautiously, but that's a full half a second lost there that's huge. That's a game changer, and it certainly changed the game as it cost me 90 points. So on to the qualifying sim. This is my last chance to pick up points here. We only have 50 points for practice this time out through our first two. So that is not good. We are nearly half a second up though, so this is a pretty decent lap here at the moment. Definitely making better time than that last lap where I just kind of drove casually through it. As it's been a while since I've been on this track. I could have handled that better, but we are 1 second up on our time, so we are looking at purple right now. Wow, I'm closing on Verstappen. So through there, almost just a little bit oversteer, but we recovered okay. All right, 1.2. That's definitely purple.
Okay, test completed.
That
It
was
a very
that
good
was
job
an
indeed.
important,
We got
very important 90 points. Boy, that's a lot of points left on the table, though, isn't it? We left, 30, 40, and 30. So that's a full 100 points left on the table, but at least we do pick up the bonuses here. There was no 3 consecutive fast laps that we could pick up, so we couldn't get that one. But we do at least nab an extra 30. That makes up a bit for it, so we're at least about 70 points lower than would have hoped to be, or at least 40 or 50 points lower than I would have hoped to have been. So, not the worst session ever. I mean, we are at 355 now, but ouch. All right, well, we're gonna move on out of practice
Interesting
here.
practice session there then. Let's
Third
remind ourselves of
fastest
the
with
top
that lap.
3, who are
course,
Raikkonen,
nobody else was
Hamilton,
running
and the Professor.
Qualifying
Practice times
sims.
are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet. We'll be back with more effort.
But could I be in contention for a top 5 to pick up some points there? At this point for the game of Decathlon, I'm only 3 points shy of last season's total because most of the points are in the car upgrades, which means they didn't go away at the end of the season. We literally lost 4 points in constructors points as we reset for a new season. There you go. Another 225, so we're up to 395 now. And thank you, team, for being happy with the time we put in there in that session. Alright, we're going to take a look at that car. I want to get that chassis upgrade. 280 is all it's going to cost us. So we're going to go ahead and get that one done. It'll be done next week in Monaco. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's the next race on the calendar, isn't it? Guaranteed to be completed because it's already failed once. So second attempts, at least on this game, come with 0% failure rate. So that'll help us out in that chassis department. Of course, we've got more work to do on that one. There's tire wear, we got weight reduction, weight redistribution, and that's a major upgrade, but that's a costly one. 580 is the next. We're on to 600 down here. Let's see, rear wing, upper flap, what's this? Ooh, drag, redesigned brake ducts. So that's a drag reduction, and oh, we do have front wing end plates. It's 1100 though. That's a major upgrade. Looking at the marker, that would make a pretty big dent. But 1100 points is going to be difficult to come by. However, 2 races from now, I'm predicting that we're going to have 500 points coming from a completed team goal. However, if it's at Monaco, I'm probably not going to get in the top 15 qualifying in Monaco, as that is my hardest track, which is so weird because that used to be my best track many years ago. I like F1, oh gosh, I forget which one it is now. 97. I learned how to drive on F1 97. Well, that and arcade racers, but before I ever drove a car myself, I spent hundreds of hours on F1 97, and I did full race after full race after full race at Monaco. But anyway, I need to get 15th or better on this next lap, which is certainly possible. But turn 11 is going to be the key to whether I get that or not, and not overdoing it on the rest of the lap either. Alright, you have a lot to say. What do you have to say? Nothing. Other than, hey, you're supposed to participate. We want you to finish all those practice programs. Well, that's not part of the deal in the challenge mode, so there.
Here we
As
are
I
at the
told
circuit
you.
to Barcelona, Catalonia for the start of today's qualifying session. It won't be long now until we're ready to join the action down at trackside.
Alright, well, let's get to it. One shot qualifying. Everybody's running the lap at the same time. It is ghosted. If the car is out in front of you, if you're out in front, no ghost. And as I finally learned in the last episode, there is a live tracker positionally. So let's see what we're going to get. I am 5th right now, 7th right now, 8th right now, even though I've got, what, the 3rd best engine, but my aero's not as good, so I've got some drag, and it's got me dropping down the field. There goes the ghost of Hamilton. Pulling away a little bit here. Close in. Actually made up some ground. Not a fan of these conditions right now. It's given me a lot of oversteer, and I really just lost a lot of time right there. At least a couple tenths of a second, and it dropped me to P17 from a really good spot. And ooh, Got the oversteer through there. I had to get on the brakes, and it's slowing me down more. 18th. I need 15th or better. I need 15th or better. I need 15th or better! No! I'm not gonna get it! P18! P18 only!
Very happy with that position.
I am not happy with that position. I needed P15. 2 mistakes on the lap.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying,
The conditions,
here's a
you can
look at
see
your
how
top
hazy it
three.
was.
Hamilton, Vettel, and
There was
Daniel
not much
Ricciardo.
grip out there.
Goodbye for now then, but
There was not
we're
much
really
grip at
just
all.
getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Hamilton, Vettel, Ricciardo top 3. Leclerc comes in 14th. I only managed P18 as I nearly lost the car twice. Just about saved it, but it cost me at least 1 second between those two. And that put me from no worse than P11 down to P18. That was a difficult to drive lap the whole time. I was lacking stability. I mean, you could see almost every corner. The combination of oversteer, understeer as traction was, as the car was fighting for grip. And twice we lost it a fair amount. Both times I saved it, but I lost at least a second between those two occasions. We were quite close to Hamilton there early in Sector 2 before the first of those. And that was also entering that DRS zone, that straight, that hurt. I think that hurt more than a half a second, actually. And then, of course, chicane at 11. Well, now I'm going to be in real trouble. I might not have those 500 points coming.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective.
Yeah, Claire, thank you for saying it was a good day,
You have a
but
bit of a
I didn't
rivalry
think
going
so.
on at the moment. It looks like your rival is schooling you a bit.
Sure. Can learn some things from him.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Especially with our race performances, Leclerc's always ahead of me. I think I've only beat him once that whole last season. I mean, it's almost like an Alonso Van Dorn partnership. How bad my AI is in these races. Ooh, I finished behind both of them too. Still get a 50 on the car performance at least. So it's not the worst session ever, but only 100 points. And it met the team goal, so I get a little boost, but it could have been so much more.
All right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Alright, as per the rules, you know this by now, we simulate the race, and that's where I really get into trouble because
And
my
now
AI
let's
just
take a
does
look at the
not
driver's
perform.
standings. It's a good result for Sebastian Vettel,
Max
who moves
Verstappen
further
gets
ahead
the win
at the top
after
of the
starting
table.
at 7th.
Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, after a drive like that, it's got to be Max Verstappen, hasn't it? Very clean, very smooth. He can be really pleased with that one.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Ferrari extend their lead at the top of the championship. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Vettel leading the championship, Hamilton, Ricciardo, the next closest competitors, but it's very, very tight in top 5, and Bottas not that far behind either. So outside of a solid start from Vettel, it's pretty tight behind him right now. But Verstappen picks up the win, Vettel is second, Ricciardo is third, Raikkonen, Hamilton, and Bottas, so the big 6 on top. Hülkenberg gets best of the rest status in this race. Grosjean, last one in the points for Haas. Leclerc comes 16th, and I finish where I started, 2 laps down in 18th position, just ahead of the 2 Williams cars and no one else. You can see just in the direct comparison with my teammate, I was +2, he was +1 lap. It looks like he was close to being +2 laps down, so there was a massive gap between us. But he was nearly half a second better for his best lap than I. And that just has been the case way too often with my AI. And I thought as I moved towards veteran, my times would get better, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So it looks like I am forever going to be the weaker driver on race day than Charles Leclerc. As I improve the car more and more and more, then I'll at least get that opportunity for the both of us to work our way up into the points. But it looks like I will likely lose every rivalry between the two of us because the AI for my driver just is not up to his level, no matter what we do. And it looks like I'm about to lose the rivalry to Hartley as well, and that's going to be costly, as I do not have team reputation to spare. So just 380, and we didn't pick up the qualifying bonus, but at least we finished above where the team expects me to be, which is 19th. That's the only thing saving me at this point.
We've received invitations to new historic...
Alright, well, looking at the time, we're only going to get this one more race in for this episode. But it's one that I love. It's a track that I know so well, but it's such a hard...
fitted to the car in time for the next session.
Such a hard race. So weight reduction, lightweight wheel rims now onto the car. So we've had a chassis upgrade, and we've had a powertrain upgrade here in the last two races to gain a bit of ground on the midfield. But Williams also has made consecutive upgrades to actually gain on us a bit. We're a ways ahead of them. We have gained ground on McLaren that has not made any upgrades yet this season. And the Toro Rosso, they've had a couple of their own, but we get a bit closer to them this week as well. So maybe, just maybe, that's up to 6 cars that can be bettered on a race weekend. But we just haven't been there, not yet anyway. And I don't think that's going to change this race weekend. We look at our string of finishes so far this season: 18th, 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 17th, and 18th. And it's pretty much been the Williams behind every time. That's not good. Not good at all. But with those couple of upgrades, we actually have eclipsed the total points from last season. But let's go ahead and head to Monaco. I will load a saved setup that I have. It was set up for Williams in my standard career mode, my Road to Glory series. So it might not translate perfectly, but it'll be better than the
it's a race
generic
that is
setup.
truly steeped in history, but before the drivers turn their attention to winning, they first need to get through today's tricky practice session. Lowe's hairpin is...
We're going to be logging some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Oh, where are you? Here we go. Oh no, I don't have it saved. I don't have it saved. I've changed the setup here, but I didn't save it. Really? Hungary is the first one where I have one available. As I've entered Season 2 on my career mode, you can see it's all based on
At some point before
that career
qualifying,
mode
let's
that
get
I
our
have.
track acclimatization program complete. It'll help us
Well, that's not
identify
good.
any specific
But let's go
problem
with
areas on the
maximum
circuit.
downforce, so that I can actually get around the track. And let's check those team objectives, see where I can pick something up. There's only one for the qualifying program, so I may not do that. Drive a whole lap without leaving the track. That's good. Low fuel. That might be...
Okay, let's update the setup.
There's not good bonuses to get, especially, you can't really double up on any of those. So we're gonna have to just do what we do. I might go for track acclimatization, fuel management, and ERS this time, as qualifying pace is really, really hard to get here because you're having to really go flat out, and it's hard to go flat out on this track and not crash. So let's see if I crash 3 times or if I can get through one of these laps, as I haven't been here again in a little while. Between this playthrough and my career mode, they're both kind of at the beginning of Season 2 right now, the both of them, so I haven't gotten to this track until right now. So this will be good for... Oh gosh, see how slow I am through Rascas? I might take this one more than once, track acclimatization, because this might be my best chance to earn points. Oof! Hello, wall. It's not Monaco if you're not hitting the wall every once in a while. Come on, turn! Gosh, even with the a full downforce setup, I still can't turn. Yeah. Oh, that was not red! I went right through it. Too slow? I had to have been too slow. I went right through it. I wouldn't have been so slow if the car would turn. That's all it's got to do for me. Turn. Max downforce and I still can't turn. Okay, I got green.
Good work. You seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn.
Alright. I got green. Oh, at least I'm not coming out without points. I was too slow at 10 and 11 because it would not turn at all. I had to brake more just to get the car to turn, and I was not going fast through there at all. Even with the max downforce setup, the car does not want to turn. I mean, we're low on aero, so I get it. You need aero to get around here. That's why Red Bull does so well, despite the power issues that they have. But let's go ahead and try fuel management. I got to get around here 3 more times when we include qualifying, and I'm scared. Okay. Hey, boy, it turned okay there. Didn't turn okay for me. And the good thing is I know the track, but doesn't mean that's easy for me. A little oversteer in there. But with that max downforce, I'm not getting too much oversteer. Doesn't mean I'm getting none though. I remember that I am. Oh, brush with the wall there, and now I'm down on time and on the fuel management. This is actually still much better than our last lap. We are in the green on the fuel saving, but we are 0.4 of a second down and just went a lot more down there. as I had to brake an additional amount coming through the corner heading into the straight. Much better that time, much better that time. But I'm back into the red and still half a second down. Brush with the wall. I'm going to attack a little more fiercely because of the time. We are into the green. If I can get the time down, it's down to a couple tenths. Come on, come on, no, no, no. Damn it, so close. We were a tenth of a second away heading into the final quarter. And we were in the green, but we don't make it. Close, but close doesn't count here, as I get no points. ERS. Flying lap. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. We can do this. Come on. Final lap. Then I gotta run qualifying too. Ooh, doesn't want to turn. Doesn't want to turn. Okay, excellent through turn 1. That doesn't help anything though. So we're into the green. Now, we're okay on time. Okay, green and a half a second up. Oh, this is beautiful. This is a good lap. I know I'm wasting my good lap right now, because it's not going to happen in qualifying, but I lost time in there, but I recovered okay. Too hot into Rascast, but I recovered well enough. We are still in the green. And we got... Oh, I thought that was purple. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was purple. Oh, screw you. You saw that, right? It had crossed into purple just before the finish line. And the time was there. And it gave me green. That was purple. Ah, that was 50 points. 50 points you just cost me.
Best lap so far is a 1:15.6.
Okay, well that's 3 laps.
As all the cars are now over the line, your
Leclerc's
top 3
10.
again
Good for
are
him.
Ricciardo, Vettel, and Lewis Hamilton.
He's such a good driver. I think Leclerc and Verstappen are both going to be competing for championships in the next 2 or 3 years. I know a lot of people give Verstappen a hard time for the occasional bad wreck, bad move, but he has got pace that most drivers don't have. And of course, they've got to overcome Hamilton. Ouch. Ouch. I had purple. That's frustrating. Clearly. Clearly, I'm frustrated that it did not give me purple on that. I mean, those 50 points are huge, and it would have affected the team reputation. No purples, and our reputation goes down.
Here we are at one of the most difficult circuits on the racing calendar. Welcome to Monaco for today's Formula One qualifying. This is the kind of track
That eats tires for breakfast. Yes, yes, I know that. You've told me that before. Alright, well, here we go. The moment of truth. Is it the moment of truth? Or just the moment of pain and suffering? Or is that truth? Well, there you go. Okay, well, we've got a good lap so far. There's the Red Bull out in front now. way too hot of a gear there. Trying to get that sorted out, but we are close right now. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. And it takes out the wing. Oh, that's not good. That's going to mess my lap up for sure. Just didn't want to turn. I was just a hair too fast. And compromises the entire lap because there's no recovery on that one. It's already so slow. And now I get that loss in downforce with the damaged wing and turns that they can take it at a much higher speed than what I'm doing. I can't take it that higher speed like that. Now the wing's gone even further. And I'm last right now with only one turn to try to make it up. I'm already 3 seconds off the pace. The ghost was long gone.
Just wasn't our day.
I love that camera angle. That is awesome. But that
So
20th
qualifying is complete and we're all
place is
set
not.
for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Vettel, Ricciardo,
look how tight
and
that is.
Kimi Raikkonen.
Vettel,
The grid is
Ricardo,
set then, so that
Raikkonen,
just leaves the race
Verstappen,
itself.
Hamilton, and
Join us tomorrow,
Bottas with
where
Mercedes
we'll be
in
live
back
with all
of
the
the
action.
big
And
three
until
teams.
then, it's goodbye.
Half a second behind Sirotkin, but can we do anything on race day? Can we, for once, finish above our qualifying?
Great work out there today.
Yeah, it
How
wasn't
do you
great
think
work.
it went?
I hit the wall
Are you
twice.
hoping to have your reliability issues sorted out before qualifying?
Oh, awesome.
You
Thanks.
scraped the walls
Really?
a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
No comment. Claire, you already screwed me once, so...
Well, thanks anyway.
Yeah, screw you. You just got me in trouble. You're telling me great job, even though I'm in 20th place, and then you go and ask the questions that are damaging. But I did that to myself. Came in about 2 miles an hour too fast. Through the casino square area there, through the curve, and that did it. Couldn't overcome that. I slowed down enough after that, but then I couldn't turn enough to make up for it because it's just too tight of a turn if you're already late on it, no matter how slow you go. And that was the end of my lap right there. It was actually really good up until that moment. 80 points, 697 now, that helps, but there goes that team reputation just nosediving, and it's going to nosedive more
Obviously,
after this
I
race.
expected a better session,
This
but
could
things
be
happen from time to time.
the end
Try
of
to
my
make up
days
for
at
it in the
Sauber.
race.
Ooh. Alright, well, here's a moment of truth. Do we at least move up the grid at all from 20th?
And after this round of the World
Oh, and
Championship,
Leclerc is so
here's
close
how
to the
things
points.
look in the drivers' table.
He misses
the
out.
gap at the top of the championship has been cut down after a difficult race today for our championship leader. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Well, I have to give it to Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know, it was just the kind of drive you'd expect from a multiple world champion.
On to the constructors then. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
Look how tight this is. 14 points separate the big three. Renault and Force India, just 1 point separating them for best of the rest. In the Drivers' Championship, it's Vettel by just 5 points over Ricciardo, who's 2 points above Hamilton. Raikkonen, Verstappen, and Bottas are all within reach of each other. And out of everybody else, you only have 22 points now for best of the rest, with Sergio Perez holding that spot right now. This is tight so far. So Ricciardo wins after starting second. Hamilton starts with a grid penalty and actually ends up finishing second place after starting in 15th. Bottas takes third, so good job from Mercedes after they had qualified 5th and 6th. Raikkonen, Vettel, and Verstappen drops to 6th. A little surprising that he was that far back. but 53 seconds down, maybe something happened with him. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. The Renaults were best of the rest today, clearly, with the Force India's next best, including Ocon actually a lap down last of the points. Leclerc just misses out in 12th place. I do end up finishing the race in 18th at least, so for possibly the first time ever, I outrace my qualifying performance. But again, it's only Williams that we beat out, and I was a second and a half lap better than Sorokin, but still end up 2 laps down. And oh, look at that! Look at that! My best time was better than Leclerc's by 2.5 tenths. Alright, we'll go as far as seeing if we have a job, but otherwise that's going to be the end of this episode. Oh gosh, now there goes. We just lost out to Hartley. And we're going to lose out on the team bonus. Our reputation is almost 0. Well, no angry meeting yet, but we're not going to get to that next weekend just yet. We're going to have to see what happens next time. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.